Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope that you're all having a wonderful day and that you've had a wonderful week. It is finally sunny here. It's a little bit humid, but I am not complaining. I love the summertime and it is summertime definitely here. Yes, I know this sounds weird, but I kind of look forward to the dog days of summer because that means that it's more of an excuse to go to the lake. It's more of an excuse, well, to go paddleboarding and kayaking when you can do that and swimming. So I absolutely love the summertime. But with that in mind, as most of you know, I had gotten injured about 8 weeks ago. I was training for an Ironman 70.3 and my tibia decided to act up again. So unfortunately, I was doing great and it did start acting up a little bit again. But I have a lot of great tools because it really did start accelerating the last 2 weeks before I just hopped into something a little tiny bit too quickly. But I am going to cover that today because these are actually really good tools that you can utilize if you do ever succumb to an injury. It's actually very common in athletes. So that's what I'm going to be covering today. So with that, hello, my name is Drew Mulvey. I am a certified dietitian nutritionist. I'm a board certified nutrition specialist specializing in disordered eating as well as sports nutrition. I am a certified lead therapist, which is a specific food sensitivity protocol based off of mediator release testing. It's about 92% accurate and specific for those particular sensitivities. It has been phenomenal for athletic performance as well as other inflammatory conditions such as migraines, IBD, even IBS as well, which that one's not necessarily so inflammatory. I am a precision nutrition level 1 coach, which is more holistic sports nutrition, and it really takes into account the whole person. I am a certified personal trainer. I train here in Southbury, Connecticut, and I am a certified integrative sports nutritionist. So technically, I am an integrative health practitioner. I work with young athletes, so young females as well as youth females, to help to transform their mindsets around food, to find their true identity, because everything else is going to be grown from that, and finding that true identity actually helps with their nutrition. And I really help them to ignite their athletic potential through all of these modalities. So if that is you, or if you know any athletes between those ages, the youth and the young adults, so that would be Gen Z, I'm calling you. I am going to guide you with some great tools and wisdom that I learned over the years, as well as studied, to help to get you to the other side and recapture your athletic performance, as I have, even though I'm benched. Hey, guess what? That's why I'm here today, because I have some tools that really will help you to recover faster when you are injured. So what's my story exactly with the injury? All right, so in October, I was training for a half marathon. I admit it, at that point, I probably should have taken it easy because last summer was the most incredible summer I've ever had for athletic performance. I did a century ride. I did my first Olympic triathlon. I competed in 3 sprint triathlons, and I just kept getting faster and faster. I went surfing last summer. I was doing a lot of great things. But then at the end, I think my body was finally saying, Drew, you need a break. What happened? You need a break. Glad that happened before I broke something. Joke. Anywho, so what had happened is I was running and then I felt the pain and I just kept pushing through it. That old mentality kind of came back and I ended up almost getting a stress fracture. I had a stress reaction. My ankle was severely inflamed. And there's 3 different grades of it. So this was a grade 3 stress reaction, which I really had to be careful with. That I couldn't do really any of the disciplines. I couldn't swim, I couldn't bike, and I couldn't run for maybe like 2 months. But that wasn't inhibiting me from doing upper body work, because especially you want to be able to keep your mood in the right place. I think that that's something that I probably should cover first, because I also do work on mindset and I do work on the heart as well with disordered eating. Well, first of all, disordered eating, that can lead to an increased risk of injuries. Why is that? Because if you're not fueling your body properly, particularly you're not getting enough protein, you're not getting enough of those minerals to really help to increase bones. That's going to signal to your body that it needs to stop reproducing. So your sex hormones are probably going to go down. B, you're not providing your body with the raw materials it needs to actually increase, or I shouldn't say increase, that you're not to actually recover from things. And so what happens is that you start to lose your menses, and then your bones start to get weak. And estrogen is the main component for that, because estrogen is responsible for that bone integrity. So with that disordered eating, let me tell you, girls, this is something that I do. I'm going to give you a freebie. So when I am speaking with clients that potentially have red S, potentially have disordered eating, one of the biggest things is to prioritize what is important to them. So then there's the external, right? There is, oh, but I believe I'm doing the right thing, but I want to look a certain way, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. And it's really inhibiting them from actually engaging in their true self and finding their true self. It's almost like there's a block around their heart, and then everything else is super disciplined from there. And they don't really get a chance to know themselves or find themselves and know their identity, because sometimes their identity is so rooted in their sport. Now that's fine. You can have a love for something, and you have a passion for something, and you can definitely have goals. But when you're so far out, so then there's perfectionism, there's OCD, there's also, it could be from the past. It could be self-esteem issues. It could be trying to prove something. There are so many different personality traits that are the basis for disordered eating. Now, that's why I really try to look into the heart and then expose those things. We replace the lie with the truth. And then a nutrition plan is based off of that. So that's where that priority is. Is it going to be vanity, all of these other things, or is it going to be performance? What's going to be the best for you? That has helped me immensely, especially when I lost my period. I remember that one day I had said, that's it. I don't want to do this anymore. Like I want my body to be in the best shape that it possibly can be. And I've accepted even now, whatever shape it's going to be, whatever it is, that's going to be my healthiest, that's what I'm going to be. So kind of walking them to that other side, especially that's going to be really important for injury recovery, because you are going to have to eat. Yes, you're going to have to feed your body the raw materials in order for you to recover properly, because what happens when your body goes into a caloric deficit, it's taking those materials from other places in your body. It could be the muscle that it's taking from. That's why usually an elevated protein is recommended on caloric deficit diet. I shouldn't even say diet. When somebody is in a little bit of a caloric deficit, that the protein goes up a little bit so that you maintain that muscle mass. It can also take away from other things, because now it's pulling instead of actually helping to recover. So it's really important that you grasp that concept and put that out there. What's going to be more important? Right now, I want to get back to cycling and running as fast as I possibly can in the wisest way that I can. So glad that I'm at that point now where I have triumphed over that disordered eating. And now I am looking at food for really medicinal purposes to really help me to get further in my injury recovery. So, hi. Oh, Noisy Guts. I absolutely love that Instagram name. I'm going to have to connect with you. So with that, I was just talking about disordered eating and how that can actually increase injury prevalence, especially in those that are really athletic. And then, and then what happens is that when you're going into the actual injury recovery, it can be kind of hard to grasp. So you really want to have that good concept. But some of the things that I alluded to, one of the most important things that you want to do during injury recovery. Do you want to diet? Well, a lot of people that does happen. I have seen that a lot, actually, and I've had people talk to me and they're like, oh, it's all right, I'm injured, I'm just gonna do my thing. What you eat during the time that you're injured is going to very much affect your body and how well it recovers. In fact, I recommend eating at maintenance, or even a little bit of a caloric surplus, because then, you know what? So what if you gain a couple of pounds? If you are back to your sport quicker and faster and you're healing properly, that means so much more. So it is not a good idea to be I don't even want to say the word, but in a caloric deficit when you are injured, because your body is actually, your basal metabolic rate actually goes up because your body is trying to repair from a trauma. So please do not diet, maintenance, or at least caloric surplus from there. But how about the foods that you should be incorporating in to really help? Well, protein is going to be a really big one because protein really helps to build, right? It's not only building our muscle, but it helps to build our bones too. So I increased my protein just a little bit. I am at, I believe, 1.9 or 1.8 to 2.0 grams per kilogram. I believe that I'm at right now. I'm at between 120 and 130 grams of protein, and making sure I really hit that every day so that my body can repair. Normally I was at that when I was training really hard. And then I was also at that, I was in a little bit more of that when, if there was ever a time I was in any sort of caloric deficit, but I treaded more on that 2.0 because my body does very well with protein. So protein is going to be very important. What types of protein should you be incorporating? So organic pasture raised eggs or organic eggs, because that's also going to have omega-3s in it. There is grass-fed dairy. That's going to be a really big one. If you don't have a dairy issue, then grass-fed dairy, that has also omega-3s, and plus it's got calcium in it, which is going to help your bones. And it also has, well, I mean, I don't think I needed to cover that one, but it has that protein to be able to help the body. That's going to be your lean meats, so organic poultries, turkeys, even grass-fed beef is going to be okay too. And then there's your plant-based protein, so that could be tofu, organic tempeh. I really like pumpkin seeds. I would probably double up on the pumpkin seeds if you are trying to get that protein. There's legumes and beans, particularly lentils are very good for protein. And then hemp seeds are also very good for protein too. So you really want to make sure that you have a mix of those so that you're getting at that point where it's at least like that 1.8 grams per kilogram of protein. Plus some of these other plant-based, plant-based proteins, they also have other things in them that's going to help you to repair from that injury recovery. Most importantly, they have antioxidants in them. Antioxidants are going to help to decrease the inflammation, and any sort of way to decrease inflammation is only going to help your bones immensely. Oh, fish, that's what I was forgetting. Wild caught fish, so salmon, organic tuna or wild caught tuna, cod, that has the most of those rich omega-3 fatty acids that are really going to help your body to recover. A, it decreases cortisol levels. B, it maintains muscle mass, which the muscle, if you did injure a bone, you want to make sure that you have enough muscle there so it's supporting the bone. Plus, it helps with blood flow to that actual bone. So you want to make sure that you have enough of that. I was at antioxidants. Another thing that's very important is incorporating your green leafy vegetables and as many fruits and vegetables as possible. Why is that? Okay, don't overdo it necessarily on the fruits. You want to have more of those non-starchy vegetables and even some of those starchy vegetables too. It has a wide array of those antioxidants that are really going to help you, and they're also alkalizing too. So when your body has that nice alkalizing and acidic balance, then your bones are actually going to be able to grow a little bit better and to turn over a little bit better so they repair. Because if your body is too acidic, then what it's going to do, it's going to pull the calcium from the bone. So it is really important that you do have those alkalizing components. Plus, those alkalizing components are going to help the body to generate energy a lot more effectively and just help to clear out any sort of debris. So things come up and they go through your liver and they get detoxed. And so that's really important that you keep everything moving. And also, plants have fiber in them too. So that's going to help to feed your beneficial bacteria in your gut, but that's also going to help you to eliminate, to get those things out of your body. So very important. Have a lot of fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, but also have those clean proteins as well. Do you have to be 100%? Absolutely not. But sugar, fried foods, really simple sugars, having that a lot. So I know some people It is. It's very hard when you have an injury. And some people just want to say, screw it and have pizza and all of this stuff. And because they're not feeling good. But actually, by having those things and having all that sugar, that can actually stress out your system a bit more. So it's really important that you're getting the raw materials in there. I still recommend a balance. I've still had pizza or I've still had ice cream through the process too. So I want to make sure that I do cover that you don't always have to be 100%, but really try to limit those things and try to bulk up on the things that are going to be beneficial for you and really give your body the raw materials that it needs. Also, there have been some secret weapons that I have been incorporating into my injury recovery. And I was just talking about antioxidants in particular. Actually, you know what? We're going to backtrack because I want to talk about the nutrients that are going to be really important. So magnesium, vitamin D, and vitamin K2, excuse me, are going to be very important for the absorption of calcium. So having your green leafy vegetables, anything that's going to be green, A, it's highly alkalizing, and B, it has magnesium in it. Load that up in your diet. Vitamin D. So it's summertime. Go out and sit in the sun a little bit or go out into nature. It's going to really also help your gut and it's going to help you to digest things better if your gut microflora is just doing well. So go out into nature. That's a really big one too. Vitamin K2 is only in natto, and that's a fermented soy product. So, well, just focus on the green leafy vegetables. That also has potassium. It's got vitamin C. Vitamin C is going to be really important for that collagen cross-linking. So it's really going to be important for that joint health and integrity and to really help it to recover and improve properly. Now, with that, some of my secret weapons that I have been utilizing. So I was just talking about collagen. So it's very important that you feed your body the things that it needs to be able to produce that proper collagen. Actually, chocolate is very good for that. It has proanthocyanidins, but there is actually okay. Another thing, I do want to cover this. So I had been talking about oxalates a couple weeks ago, and what oxalates are is they can be in some plant material, especially spinach, chocolate, and beets. And what they do is they inhibit no, that's phytic acid. What they do is they can, well, they can cause kidney stones, but they can also lodge in other places in your body if you're not metabolizing them properly. And that can actually impair proper bone turnover and growth. So if you know that you've had a problem with that, then it might be a beneficial thing to maybe, if you're not feeling like 100%, maybe taking some things out that have oxalates. I personally would get tested for that. The state of your microbiome can also dictate that as well, because there is a specific strain of bacteria called oxalobacter that helps to metabolize the oxalates too. So it's really important that you do have your gut microbiota balanced for that in particular. So yes, I have been taking away the oxalates. And I notice I'm not doing necessarily low oxalate. I'm more like moderate, maybe a little high moderate. So it's usually recommended below 50 milligrams of oxalates. I've maybe been keeping it at like 100 because I don't want to go overboard. And I found that helped immensely in the 2 weeks that I just was healing rapidly. So that might be beneficial, but again, I would get tested. All right, with that in mind, I am going to go to some of my secret weapons. So I was talking about collagen before. Now, there's not just one type of collagen. There's actually 3 different types of collagen. They help with ligaments, joints, bones, hair, skin, and nails. So each of them have different roles pretty much. So it's really important that you actually get a collagen that can have each of those collagens in them. And types of collagen. So this one in particular, this is Coatage. I was just going to say I saw nature right here. Coatage multi-collagen with raw greens in there. So the multi-collagen it is bovine collagen, chicken bone broth, beef bone broth, wild caught hydrolyzed fish collagen peptides and eggshell membrane collagen. So it has all 5 in there. This has helped me immensely. I ran out of this a few weeks ago, and that's probably what contributed to me potentially going a little overboard. And another secret weapon. I have been taking these for 4 years, and every time I run out of them, I feel a difference. So when I first went on these, I felt like I had so much energy. I was thinking more clearly. I know that I have definitely been recovering much better. When I have been taking this during my injury recovery, I felt like it has been really helping me. And then the week before I got re-injured, I ran out of this stuff. And so yes, it's going to be very important. So that antioxidants, they basically deliver the antioxidants right to the system and really can help your body to actually heal and repair itself too. So Juice Plus, there's 30 different fruits and vegetables in these particular capsules. Again, they're very easy to digest. I absolutely love them. So these are important for injury recovery. You cannot get the type of nutrition from, yes, I do want to cover this. You do want to make sure that you're having a lot of fruits and vegetables, but a lot of our soils are depleted. So this one, they have been vine ripened, they were picked at their peak, and you get all the nutrients from them too. So especially as an athlete, you need about 16 to 19 servings of fruits and vegetables. These are really good. So these have been one of my secret weapons. I was talking about omega-3s before. I have been taking this for about 2 years. Personally, I need to take a little bit more fish oil because I have a clotting disorder. But the Omegagenics, Metagenics, this has been the best one. It actually gives me a little bit of energy too. I have increased this a little bit. So this has about 2 grams. There has been studies that have found that between 4 grams and 6 grams of combined, this one actually has combined EPA and DHA of 1,000. And then the marine lipid concentration is 2 grams. But at least having that and increasing it a little bit more, that's going to decrease those cortisol levels, and it's really going to help to improve your bones as well. Now, another one of my secret weapons, which I haven't talked as much about, but I've talked about a couple times, is this little thing. So everybody saw my post yesterday about investing in yourself. And how many times do we say that we can't afford something and then we end up paying the consequences and our quality of life goes down? Sound familiar? Well, when my quality of life significantly decreased, that really taught me about investing. And I was introduced to this by IBD mentor Dennis Paul. And what it does, it actually helps to stimulate your body to create its own stem cells. It's a patch, it has little crystals in it, and the crystals, there's 4 different light therapies that come into those crystals, and they go into different wavelengths in your body. What they do in the first couple of days is they start to change the genetics of some of the cells that your body's going to need for repair. After 3 to 6 months, your collagen is starting to produce better, and then your body's actually starting to produce those pluripotent stem cells. So those pluripotent stem cells are the cells that actually help to change into any cell that your body needs for repair, which is really, really cool. I notice a difference. If I do not wear these, I have a lot more pain. I have also noticed with other minor injuries, I tweaked my shoulder, I put this on, within 2 days, I felt better. I tweaked my knee, within 3 days, I felt better. That seems to be the happy medium, is the 3rd day. If you are an active athlete, this has even been shown or demonstrated that it has decreased CRP, which is an inflammatory protein, which can be elevated after intense exercise, those inflammatory proteins. Plus, it also helps with heart rate variability, and heart rate variability is very good. The higher that you have, the more adaptability that you have in your endurance sports to prevent overtraining. So you definitely want to check this out if you have been injured, even to prevent injury and to help with recovery from those athletic training sessions. Check out X39 LifeWave patches. Okay. All right. So sorry about that. So if you look into them, you can look at lifewave.com/DrewMulvey86. There's also Start X39. That's going to give you a lot more information on them. They have been a game changer. And I have to say this, 2 days ago, I forgot to wear it and I had more pain. It's true. I had more pain. So this really, really helps. And after 30, you only have about 50% of your functional stem cells. And then after 70, you only have about 20 or 30. So it's really important to patch one of these on yourself and do yourself a favor. You want to prevent that injury from recurring as well. All right, so I pretty much covered everything. So I talked about my story, the stress reaction that I have in my tibia, the things that I am doing. So really incorporating a lot of fruits and vegetables and a lot of alkalizing foods to help my body to repair quickly. I am using some of these wonderful supplements here. So the 5 types of collagen are in here. We have fish oil, and increasing your fish consumption is going to be important, wild caught fish in particular. My LifeWave patches, I absolutely love them. They are beneficial for anybody. I think anybody should be on these, whether you're an athlete or not. The fact that it decreases CRP is normally elevated with atherosclerosis, and it's elevated with brain issues too. So it is important that you are on these. Plus, for those ladies, female athletes, you definitely want to incorporate this into your routine, especially even if you're injured. If you're not injured, this can really help with recovery. And plus, why not get these in before 30 and to help you immensely. Other things, please do not go into a caloric deficit when you are injured, because it will basically I don't want to say decrease. It will increase recovery time. So it will lag it. So please do not do that. And I'm going to get some water. Oh, I should say that. Stay hydrated. Oh, a couple other things that I learned too is make sure that you're snacking regularly. What happens is that when you're going for long periods of time, is your body actually starts to increase the cortisol levels. And I personally have noticed this, that if cortisol does start to go up, that my tibia does start to act up. So making sure that you're maintaining your blood sugar, you're regulating it, snacking maybe every 2 or 3 hours, so that your body doesn't go into that, I don't want to say fight or flight, but increased potential cortisol. So that's really going to help your body. You're giving it the raw materials, you're feeding it, you're letting your body know that it is good to recover. And yeah, you're going to feel so much better. So once I snack, then that thing starts feeling better as well. Hydration is important, because hydration is going to also decrease inflammation. I've actually been drinking alkaline water too, to help with that alkalization. But with that, all right, so I'm out of time. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming on today. I really appreciate you. Again, my name is Drew Mulvey. I'm a certified dietitian nutritionist, board certified nutrition specialist. I am a precision nutrition level 1 coach. I am a certified integrative sports nutritionist. Technically, I'm actually an integrative health practitioner, and I work with young female athletes to transform their mindsets around food, to really find their true identity, so that everything else is birthed out of that. And I help them to really ignite their athletic potential, utilizing the tools that I have used in my past, as well as the knowledge that I have gained to really bring my athletic performance back as well. I specialize in disordered eating and sports nutrition as well. Does that sound like you, that you really want to get back on track and you really want to reach your athletic goals? Let me tell you, ladies, I never thought 10 years ago, if you told me I might be doing or training for an Ironman 70.3, I wouldn't have believed you. And I was able to almost do it. So that's in and of itself. I want you to feel that confidence just like I had, and I am ready to get you there. So please go to my bio, sign up for an icebreaker call today, and let's get you really going towards that athletic potential that you have inside. All right. And then for those of you that are looking into these supplements, they are on my Wellevate account. I can put that for Facebook. I can put that in the comments. For Instagram, I will put that in the comments, but unfortunately you just have to copy and paste it. And then lifewave.com/DrewMulvey86. That's going to give you a little bit more information on those patches, as well as X39, startx39.com. That's going to give you much more information. And if you want to incorporate these fruits and vegetables, it's going to help you actually to crave better foods too. So myjuiceplus.com and order some of yours today. All right. Anyway, Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you so much, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Take care. Bye bye.